Hello everyone, and welcome to this webinar offered by Thought Technology on how to build a quick start and favorite. My name is John Bale and I'm going to be the host for today's session. This original topic of this webinar came up because we had quite a few different individuals who were always asking us how exactly do they build their own quick start or favorite, and how do they simplify the software to better bring up the sessions they're interested in, and just really smoothing and streamlining this process so they get to spend less time interacting with the computer and more time helping their client achieve whatever goal they have set for them in that session today. So today is one of the few presentations where I do not actually follow very much a PowerPoint, and instead I have a look at the software itself. So as a simple introduction to those who are attending this live session, you probably all know what a quick start or what a favorite is. You probably have noticed that on your desktop you have several of these different icons that represent the favorites associated to a certain suite. For example, in the HRV suite, if I open up this little favorite, you can see every type of session available as listed here. Now, these quick starts let us, as the name suggests, start up a session quickly and efficiently. Instead of having to go into the main software program, all you have to do is open up one of these little icons, for example, breathing and HRV training, and that will attempt to initiate the breathing and HRV training session immediately within the program. No other sort of navigation is required. If you want to create one of these quick starts, then today's presentation is exactly what you want to be listening to. Now, quick starts are also available from directly within the Biograph program. Right here at the main menu, you can see towards the upper right, there's this quick start button. And again, just like those icons found on the desktop, these are the exact same quick starts that let you rapidly initiate a session and not waste some time navigating the software. Now, the people who do ask how to make these quick starts evidently want to add their own. Now, we already provide certain quick starts as default installation packages, and these quick starts are useful. They often represent the most popular and the simplest type of sessions. But a lot of clinicians out there have different perspectives on what they like, and so they want to see different visual displays that are not currently found in these quick starts. Or perhaps they've created their own visual displays and modified things, and they want to integrate these into a simple click and selection from the quick start menu. What I'm going to talk about today is exactly how we do that. Now, for those of you who normally go to initiate a session using perhaps Start Open Display Session or Start Script Session, you know that when you click on these buttons, you have to choose the client, click Define New Session, and then you start navigating to find exactly what sort of visual display or script you want to look for. In creating this quick start, we're actually streamlining this process where we tell the system already which of these selections we want to choose from and exactly what is of interest to us. Just remember that when you do go through the quick start selection process, it's pretty much just asking you to fill in these choices for the system immediately so that at a later time you don't have to bother thinking about it again. So knowing this, let's jump straight into getting started with the system. So if you want to create a quick start, you actually need to go to the Tools menu and then select Favorites Editor. This is the starting process that a lot of people are not they do not realize is possible. And so this Favorites Editor is exactly that, what lets us build these quick starts found over there. I'm going to click on my Favorites Editor, and in this new window it's going to list all of the favorites or the quick starts that already exist. I have many, many, many of them because I have all the Thought Technology suites, and there's a lot of custom software that I also have here. Since I want to create a new favorite, I'm going to click on this Add Favorite button down here. If alternatively you already have a favorite you like and you just want to sort of modify some of the settings, you can always choose that favorite and then click the Edit Favorite button right there. For us, I'm going to choose Add a New Favorite as if we're doing this exactly from scratch. So here's the first step where it's asking us exactly what type of session we want to create into this favorite. I will repeat both of these different types of sessions, but for now we're going to start with the open display session, that free-flowing session where you jump between several different display screens whenever you feel like it, and you as the clinician have all the control. So if I click OK, it's then going to bring you up to this familiar window where we have to tell the system what encoder we're using. So in this example, I'm going to choose my Biograph Infiniti. And then we have to choose what channel set. So let's say I want to choose the channel set related to the EEG suite, because maybe I want to make my own quick start related to the EEG suite. So I'm going to choose this channel set down there. And then I'm going to go find the display screens that are of interest to me. So perhaps I want my special quick start to include, I want to include one alpha peak frequency training screen. I also want to include a beta training screen with a DVD, some SMR animation counter, as well as a theta beta. Actually, no, theta beta training screen. And to end it off, I also want to include a Zucker biofeedback game. So clearly this type of quick start, or this collection of different screens, does not already exist as an installation default. So I'm telling the system this is what I want to group together, and I get to jump between these display screens when I'm ready. I'm going to click OK. The system asks if I want to change the order of the screens. So if screen number 1, if I do not want it to be the alpha peak frequency, I can change that to be a different order. But I'm okay with that, so I'll leave this order as is. Next, the system is going to ask, for this particular type of open display session, what statistical means or what whole session averages do I want the system to display? I think I'm going to go for pretty much all of them. I don't know, most of them. How about this? So I'm going to select alpha peak frequency, and then holding down the control key and left mouse clicking, I'm going to choose these popular frequency bandwidths. So I'll have all of these displayed at the end of any session recording, so that I can see exactly how these values may have changed. I'm going to choose to ignore gamma, and let's put the rewards and inhibits in there as well, and maybe this theta beta ratio. But I'll decide to ignore the others for now. I'm going to click OK. It's asking for a channel set for review. We're going to keep this. Don't change this. Always keep that same one. Now it's asking for the exact same statistics to show in review mode, and that's fine. The next window relates to whether we want to link a specialized Excel report to the Quick Start session or not. As some of you already know, some of the thought technology suites, we already have Excel reports that help arrange data in nice, convenient ways for reporting as well for understanding the numbers. The same thing is true for some of the suites offered by the Biofeedback Federation of Europe. This feature right here is where you get to tell the system if we want it linking to a specialized report. Now, I'll be honest, not a lot of people actually make use of this feature, and if you do want to learn more how you can create a special Excel report and have it automatically linked to some of your Quick Start sessions, please feel free to contact me, because this is not a feature that I can talk about today, and it gets a little bit more complicated. Now we're at the step where we want to do review mode for selecting the different review screens. So let's choose report. Let's go with, well, I have some different review screens. So we'll go with alpha peak frequency because I may have trained that. Let's go with multiple bands, beta SMR as well, and let's go for this theta beta review screen. So I have these nice choices of different visual displays. I'm going to click OK. I get to order the screens in a different order once more if I want to, but I'm happy with this current order. So I'm going to click OK once more. The system's now going to ask if I want to automatically apply some artifact rejection. This is a possibility. A lot of you do artifact rejection already automatically, in which case, if you want to automatically do a first round of rejection, you just select the sensor, put in your rejection threshold, let's say 25, set, and that value is in there. And when you go to review any session recorded with this quick start, it will automatically have artifacted that data using this threshold. Now, if you do not want to apply this automatic artifact rejection, that's no worries at all. You can actually just do that when you're in review mode, and it'll let you artifact reject either manually or using the automatic system, just as it normally does. It just simply will not have done one round of rejection initially as you load it. Let's click OK. And finally, at the end, the system's going to ask, do I want to save this favorite? And evidently, since I just did this work, I'm going to say yes. So let's give it a description. Let's call it John's new EEG favorite. And in categories, I think I'm going to put it John favorites. And under file name, I'm going to put it same as description, just because for my needs, there's no real necessity to change that. For most individuals watching this, you can keep the description and the file name the same as well. Notice down here there's a button for Add Shortcut for Favorite to Desktop and Start Menu. Do you remember when we initially looked at the desktop and we saw there these favorites right here, these icons? That would essentially add another icon like that to your desktop. So I'm going to say yes. Add to there. I'm just going to make sure I want to proceed. Yes, I'm okay with that. Perfect. Now I'm going to click OK to save that. And so We're now back in the editor window, and we can see I've created John's favorites, John's new EEG favorite. So let me just show you what this looks like in terms of if I want to initiate a session using it. Back at the Biograph Infiniti main menu, I can just go over here to Quick Start, click on that. And in categories, if you remember, I called it John's favorites. So I have many, many categories. Most of you don't have that. But here's a category of interest to us. John's favorites, and there we go, John's new EEG favorite. And I would simply click OK to initiate a session, and it would load up those selected screens I chose, the alpha peak frequency one, SMR, beta, theta beta, and it would all be preset with the statistics I want to see and the review mode screens that are selected. Similarly, if I return back to the desktop, we can see that, there we go, John's new EEG favorite is right here. It has this little TT symbol logo, and if I were to open this up, it would initiate the Biograph Infiniti session. I already have the Biograph program open though, so just give me a warning that it's not currently available. Let's have a look like what it would be if I were to create a favorite that's instead like a scripted session and not one of those open display sessions. I'm going to go back to the favorites editor, and again I'm going to choose add favorite. This time I'm going to choose start script session. Now we already know for scripted sessions the system has a lot of predefined characteristics already, and so the system knows what visual displays to show, what sort of stats to bring up, but just adding into a quick start makes it that much quicker and faster to initiate. So I'm going to click OK, and the system's going to ask, okay, well let's find which script you want to add to the quick start first. So I have to first select my encoder. Let's say this time I'm using the Procom 2 encoder, so I'm going to choose legacy. And next, the system's going to be checking my computer for every single protocol I have attached to that. Let's say this time I want to, there you go. I want to have the relaxation breath training protocol that's found in the physiology suite turned into a favorite. So I'm going to select that exact script here, and I'm just going to have to click OK at the bottom. The system's now going to verify exactly what script I want to review with. This is an odd setting. It's only applicable to a very few number of individuals, and so you should essentially just ignore this and click OK. If we wanted to review using different statistics, which I've only met a handful of users who ever do that, we would change this, but most of you do not need that. So click OK to continue. The system's now going to ask, what sort of screen do I want to use for reviewing the information? Well, evidently, it's a breathing screen, so I want to choose a report screen that has to do with respiration. If I want, I can choose multiple screens as well. Maybe I'll just choose a signal verification as well. So I have 2 screens I selected. I'm going to click OK. I get to check what order the screens appear in. For this time, I think I want signal verification to be the first screen. So I'm going to hit clear, remove the selections. I'm going to add signal verification. So that's now the screen number 1. And for screen number 2, I'm going to add the respiration screen. And now they're in this new order that the system will remember. I'm going to click OK. Now the system's asking me if I want to do some artifact rejection automatically for respiration. That feature does not currently exist, or at least it's not something I suggest people to use. So just click OK. Don't bother changing anything. And the system is going to ask you, are you sure you don't want to add any automatic rejection? Yes, I'm sure. I'm going to click yes to continue. Now it's finally going to ask, do I want to save this favorite? I'm going to click yes. And so in this one, I'm going to choose John's breath training. Oops, let's spell this with capital. John's breath training favorite. Under category, I want to choose the same category I had before. So in fact, I'm going to click this little drop down adjacent, and let's choose John favorites. So it's found in the same selection. I'm going to copy this description and put it into file name. This time, I do not want to add this favorite to a desktop shortcut, and that's fine. So I'm just going to simply ignore the button, and I'm going to click OK. We're now back into the editor, and we can see I have these 2 favorites now available. If I want, I can go to the Quick Start menu right here, and I can go to the categories at the upper right, and if I select John's favorites, we can see now we have both available. John's new EEG favorite, the first one I created, and John's breath training favorite, the second one. And if I were to click on OK in either of these, the system will automatically check my equipment and try to load that session. It's very, very simple, like I just showed you how to create a favorite. It's simple, it's streamlined, and it's efficient. This 5 or 10 minutes worth of work is a nice, easy way that you could then don't have to do this reselection process every single time you want to choose a similar type of session for your different clients. If, for example, as well, you want to get rid of some of the favorites that are found in the system, perhaps you don't like them because it's not applicable for what you want, and you're very sure you're never ever going to want to use those. Well, all you have to do is go into this favorites editor, choose the favorite you do not like, and then click the delete favorites button, and that'll get removed from the list. I'm not going to hit delete because I actually do like this alpha theta training script, so I want to keep that. This type of session that we just did today, where we talk about how to interact with software, how to modify your software and make it better and easier for you to use with your clients, is something we definitely do in a lot of the online and on-site trainings that Thought Technology provides. If ever you want to do this type of lesson or something like this, where you modify software and make a session better suited for your needs and your clients' needs, you can always contact us, and we're happy to set up an online course or potentially come to you if it's a much larger item. And we'll teach you one-on-one in a private session exactly how to accomplish what you want to do, and so you make the software as good as it needs to be. Similarly, often at workshops, conferences, we talk about these sort of items of how to create these things, how to modify these things, as well as learning about general biofeedback and neurofeedback measurements. And so if you ever see us at one of the conference and want a little sort of reminder step on how to modify software, then you can go ahead and ask us there as well. With that, this is just our very simple software modifying session. Thank you very much for everyone who attended the session. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. It's johnbale@thoughttechnology.com. Whether it's about this topic, quick start editing and favorites, or whether it's something else, I'll be happy to answer you and move ahead with figuring out how we can make your sessions easier for you. All right? Thank you very much, everyone, again, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Bye-bye.